Today we'll be trying to skate the widest popsicle board ever made. Opera just dropped this 12-inch popsicle as part of their fatties range, which also included a 10-inch popsicle and an 11-inch popsicle, but you already know we had to go with the widest one. This board is also 32.4 inches long with a 14.25-inch wheelbase. But the concave feels pretty flat across the top and the kicks seem a little bit small too. All of this, as well as them being full popsicle kicks, makes me think this is going to be really hard to skate today, but there is only one way to find that out. I'll go over exactly how I set this board up and all of the components I used in a second, but I want to just have a little warm-up session and get a feel for this so I can gauge what I'm actually capable of on this big setup. Because there are a few tricks I've got in mind that I want to get done, but I need to see how skatable it is first. So let's go get a first impression and a little warm-up, and then I will break down everything I use to set this board up. I'm just going to muck around on this little flat section here, little ledge, little flat bar, just get a feel for it, but it feels hectic under my feet. Like my foot is the width of the board here, it's crazy. It doesn't feel too heavy though, so I think using lighter trucks and the small wheels like really help this setup, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, pop's quick too. Let's see how board slide feels, first try. I think this is going to be real fun. See how grind feels with 10-inch trucks on a 12-inch board. Actually, it feels good, like really skatable. Oh, take that, now nose manual. I like it. I'm definitely taking that. This is just a warm-up session, so I don't want to push it too hard straight away. The only thing I'm finding is this is really slow because the wheels are so small. It is a smooth ground, but maybe I just need new bearings in the wheels. Feels fine though, I just have to go a little faster than what I normally would. So I went with my Indy 215s with this setup. Even though they are 10 inches wide, I would prefer them to sit in 1 inch either side rather than sitting out 1 inch either side if I use the 13-inch slappy trucks that I have. If I enjoy this setup enough though, I will look at getting the 11-inch slappy trucks because that'll even the gap a little bit more and it'll only be sitting in ½ an inch either side. But I didn't want to have to go and buy new trucks just to ride this board in case I don't like it and I just waste my money on trucks for a board I'm not even going to ride that often. I've also strategically chosen my 43mm Spitfire little beatdowns because that is a much lighter wheel, and because they're so small it'll have me sitting closer to the ground, so it'll make my board feel a little lighter, and I'll also pop and snap the tail quicker too because I'm sitting lower. I'm hoping having the truck sitting in 1 inch either side too will also help when it comes to flip tricks. Obviously it's going to make this board lighter than if I had 12-inch trucks, but having the truck sitting in further than the outside of the board is going to help it tip and roll over as I'm doing flip tricks. I hope, but we will have to test that out soon in this session. So now I've had a warm up and gotten used to this board a little bit, I've got a fair idea of what I will be capable of, so I do have a few tricks in mind that I'm going to get into right now, and hopefully I can get them done. So let's get back into the session, continue testing this board out and try and get some good tricks done on it, and then I'll be able to compare how a popsicle this size compares to an egg-shaped board this size. So let's try and get these tricks done. So first thing I want to get done is back 50 this whole flat bar, which usually would be relatively easy, but with 43mm wheels, it's pretty terrifying to try and hold a long grind with this kind of setup. But let's try and get the back 50 across this. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I just need to go for it first try because it's so scary. That wasn't so bad. That's the worst that'll happen, it'll just slip to feeble. This is actually really scary. I think that was a wheelie grind. Alright, next one for sure, the whole length. I just have to stay on this side of the rail. That was pretty slow, but I got fully to the end, so I'm taking that. Because I'm running out of energy quick. This is my first time skating in 2.5 weeks because I was sick once again. I don't know why I've been getting sick so much lately. But the list of tricks I had, I think I'm gonna have to cut down because I am dying out here. I really do want to do a back nose grind out of the out ledge, like the bank to ledge, and I want to kickflip up the Euro gap. I'm not leaving until I at least get those two, so hopefully they don't take too much of my energy and I can get some more done, but I'm running low real quick. So let's get this kickflip done first because that will be the hardest. First tee would be sick, but I know I'm absolutely dreaming on that one. Oh my god, I almost did it first try. I flipped a lot easier than I expected. Oh, I can't believe I just did a 12-inch kickflip second try. I need to do a cleaner one though. Bit too confident on that one. Oh, shish. It pops like pretty quick and rotates easier, but it's still hefty. Oh, rocket man. That feels wild. I'm gonna try and get a third one, but just a little bit of an angle change. Oh, this feels so funny. Damn, it feels good though. Do I dare try a tray flip up the Euro gap? I haven't tried one yet. Let's try one on flat. This will determine if I'll try it up the Euro or not. Nope. No tray flips. Let's move on to the nose grind on the out ledge. This is another scary one just because of the minimal lock-in edge here, but I should be able to get it done. I'll just try back 50 first, and then we'll get into the nose grind. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get this first try now, so I can move on and skate a few more things before I run out of energy. So hopefully this isn't a battle, because the kickflip was pretty quick. I don't know what I did differently, but that one felt sick. I kind of want to skate the out rails now. Don't expect anything good or hard, but while I've got a bit more energy, I'm just going to keep doing some stuff. All right, I'm thinking front board, shove it out, and then board side hurricane on the other one. But let's start with a front board first. All right, let's get the shove it out. I actually haven't done one of these for a while, and I don't know if this is the right setup to do one for the first time in a long time, but we'll get it. Damn, I thought that was it. Sloppy, but I'm gonna take it. Now let's get the boardy to hurricane next. probably not the best idea to have my camera in the shootout zone, but that's just the best angle for this trick. I'll get it this try anyway. One more, gotta get it cleaner. And my heel touched the ground so hard. I really need to land this because my camera is in danger. There we go, that one felt good. I think I'm gonna have to call it there because I am smoked. There is a whole lot more that I wanted to do in this session that I will do in a future video, but I just had to cut it short today because I'm just so low on energy. And I've got a Halloween skate jam to go to tonight as well, which is why I have dyed my hair blonde or bleached it, because the character that I'm dressing as tonight has yellow hair. So I had to commit to the costume 100%, so that explains the hair. I'm sure you're all wondering why I'm blonde all of a sudden. But the board though, super fun. I don't know if I'm at the period in my life where I can just skate anything and get used to it, but that become really comfortable really quick. It seems that no matter what I ride, I can just get used to it and have a fun session no matter what the size or the shape of it is. But this one felt really fun today. Positives, it did rotate really fast on that kickflip. I really wanted to do more flip tricks today, but I'll do that in the next video. But I think having the truck sitting in 1 inch on either side really did help it rotate, and having the smaller wheels, I was getting such a fast pop. Like this big hefty board felt really light because of that. But yeah, skated pretty well for what it is. It was really fun. I'm looking forward to skating it more for the next video. So you might as well drop some trick requests in this video so I can get them ready for the next one. But I will be skating this again soon. Now, how does it compare to an egg board with the equivalent size? I do think this is much harder to skate. The biggest negative, the only negative I really found, was that the kicks are so big. Because it's a 12-inch popsicle with full kicks, I just didn't know where to put my foot for setting up for tricks. I didn't think about it too much, I just put it where I thought and it kind of worked out. But sometimes I would pop and my feet would just be in the weirdest place. So an egg board, this equivalent, not that I've skated a 12-inch egg board, but I've skated a 13-inch one, the Swampzilla board. That has the tapered kicks, it feels much lighter, it scoops and rotates easy as well, and it just feels more comfortable for setting up with tricks. Which reminds me that I've only skated that board once when I did that video. I need to skate that one more often too, because that's a sick board. But yeah, obviously an egg board this size is going to be easier because of the tapered kicks. It's only that width in the middle. This 12-inch popsicle is 12 inches the whole way through. Obviously it tapers and rounds off at the kicks, but they're pretty full kicks. So that was a little hard to get used to. So an egg this big will be much easier than a popsicle this big, but I'm so glad that Opera made a popsicle this big because it's so crazy and it's so fun to skate. And massive shout out to Matt at Hardcore Distribution for sending me this one because it's such a sick setup. So drop some trick requests in the comments so I can get them together and try and knock those out for the next video in this setup. And check out that session I did have on that 13-inch Swampzilla deck in this video right here.